Namaste, dear students, and once again, Anju Tiwari, your science teacher, is with you to welcome in RSV Higher Secondary School online classes of science for class 7th. Today, we will discuss the remaining part of chapter 6 Physical and Chemical Changes. So, chemical changes. Changes in which chemical properties of a substance change and a new substance is formed are called chemical changes. Some of the chemical changes are irreversible, even in case of reversible chemicals. Examples: burning of paper, wood, fuel, or anything, rusting of iron, digestion of food, cooking of food, and many more. Signs of chemical change: evolution of heat, production of sound, change in color or smell, and evolution of gas. These are the signs of chemical change. Now we will discuss chemical properties. Example: a new iron nail is made of iron metal. Iron that was used to make iron nail is not the most stable of the metals. When it is exposed to oxygen, it transforms into rust. This ability to react to oxygen to form rust is called a chemical property. Rust has its own properties. First, unlike iron, it is brittle. It's also a dull reddish brown color. A chemical property is a characteristic that can only be determined by changing the chemical identity of a substance. Some examples are given on your screen of chemical changes, and these are burning of logs, sugar dissolving in tea, breaking water up by separating it into hydrogen and oxygen. Another example is if you burn a paper, it turns into ash. It's not paper anymore. Its shape and structure changes. You can see that ashes is different than paper in shape and structure. So, it is called chemical change. Another example is again on your screen, that is iron rust. For this, we need some materials like iron wire, which is used in cleaning dishes, scissors, crucible, and magnifying lens. Procedure: cut a piece of wire and put it in the crucible. Expose the piece of the wire to wet air for a certain period and examine it by the magnifying lens. What will you observe? We observe formation of a brittle brown rust layer. That concludes that rusting is a chemical change as the shape and structure of the cleaning wire changed when exposed to air. Another example is on your screen is burning of paper. For this, we need materials: white paper, flame, glass watch. Then the procedure: bend the paper, burn the paper, put the product of burning in the watch glass. Compare the characteristics of the paper before and after burning. What will we observe? The white paper changes into black ash. The shape and structure of the white paper is different from the black ash. So, we conclude that burning of paper is an irreversible change, which is a chemical change. Some more examples are on your screen. Burning of magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon burns with dazzling light in air and forms magnesium oxide. The ash of magnesium oxide gives magnesium hydroxide. That means when magnesium combines with oxygen, it gives magnesium oxide. Another example is reaction between solution of copper sulfate and iron. Copper sulfate solution is blue in color. Copper sulfate is also known as blue vitriol. When an iron nail or a shaving blade is left in copper sulfate solution for some time, then the color of solution changes from blue to pale green. This happens because of the formation of iron sulfate. Additionally, a layer of brown copper gets deposited over the iron nail or blade. The reaction can be written as follows. CuSO4 when combines with iron, it gives iron sulfate, FeSO4 and copper. Here on your screen, a comparison table is given to show the difference between chemical and physical changes. Again, physical and chemical changes are shown by an example, that cutting of logs and burning of logs. Here, baking a cake, whether it is a physical or a chemical change. Yes, it's a chemical change because it is irreversible and a new product is formed which is totally different from the previous one. Rusting of iron. Deposition of a brown layer on iron is called rusting. In rusting, a new substance is formed. The chemical structure of iron and rust are completely different. Rust is iron oxide. Iron is a grey-black material while rust is reddish-brown. Thus, this is a chemical and irreversible change. Reaction in rusting can be written as follows. Iron Fe when combines with H2O, that is water, and oxygen, it gives iron oxide as Fe2O3. When iron articles made of iron come in contact with moisture present in air, they get rusted. Iron is converted into iron oxide, which is known as rust. Now, on your screen you are having some preventions of rusting. These are painting, applying of layer of grease and galvanization. In the process of galvanization, a layer of non-reactive metal such as zinc is deposited over iron articles. The layer of non-reactive metal prevents the iron articles from coming in contact with moisture. Thus, it prevents rusting.